I can certainly imagine that with Amber Heard, if this is true, she's probably not happy with her sister right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and true crime stories of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, did Whitney, Amber Heard's sister, actually tell the truth to her boss about what happened between Amber and Johnny in Australia with the finger incident? Before I jump into all of this, a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hi, welcome. How are you doing? If you love news and true crime on the daily, served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, which is basically this, right? Do make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And so let's jump into this, shall we? So, as we all know by now, unless you've been living under a rock, all the court documents have now been unsealed. And this grabbed my attention like nobody's business. So the unveiled documents have revealed a deposition from Jennifer Howell, who is a former friend and boss of Heard's sister, Whitney. Now, Jennifer Howell is like the CEO of Art of Elysium. And she, in this deposition, spoke about the whole finger incident that allegedly took place in 2015. Now, in the deposition, Jennifer says that she remembers Amber's sister screaming in the office, saying she's cut off his goddamn finger. And this was while, as I mentioned before, both Amber and Johnny were in Australia filming Pirates of the Caribbean film, the fifth one for Johnny Depp. Now, as we all know, Johnny Depp won, which is what this article then completely explains here. But speaking with Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, Jennifer Howell said, I was sitting exactly where I'm sitting right now because I'm sitting at my desk in the office. So I was sitting right here on my computer, working, in my zone, responding, doing whatever I was doing. And right over there were two black and white chairs at the time with a table in between it. Whitney was sitting in one of the black and white chairs. There's a door that goes right out there as well. And she just screamed. She's done it now. She's cut off his goddamn finger and made this huge proclamation. And I pushed my chair back. I was like, what? Now, I mean, to be fair, if someone just all of a sudden busts in and be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, limb gone, like emergency, red lights, a limb is gone, I'd be like I'd be sat there in shock thinking, okay, I'm now processing this information and what's coming out of your gob is that a limb has been cut off. A limb is gone. What the deuce? It's not a thing that you hear every day. Unless you're a doctor or, a soldier maybe, granted, but generally speaking, okay, it's not something you hear every day. Can you at least grant me that kind of generality? Anyway, moving swiftly on from that. So, yeah, she pushes a chair back, Jennifer. She's like, what? I'd be like, what the deuce? And she goes, she cut off his finger, and then she bolted out the door and was like, I gotta call somebody. Why didn't she do that first? Instead of just busting in her boss's office and be like, oh my goodness, this has happened, and it's absolutely insane and crazy, right? Call somebody first, in terms of maybe the authorities or something. And then afterwards, maybe then tell your boss, priorities. I don't know. And then she went out the door and she called someone, Jennifer says. I don't know who she called. That's what was said. Now, when asked if Whitney had specified who the she and he were in the scenario, Jennifer responded, dude, it was Amber and Johnny she were talking about. She says, and she apparently had thrown a bottle and cut off his finger, is what she reported when she came back in from whoever she talked to outside. Now, very, very clear to state that during the trial that we all watched, clear as day, Amber denies this. Amber denies in terms of that she did that. Amber completely says, I didn't do it. I didn't cut off his finger. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So she completely denies the whole thing. All right. Now, Johnny Depp told the court at the time that he did lie to a doctor over how he got the finger injury at the time, which is very common for people in a DV situation who are the survivors, that they lie about where their injuries actually came from to cover up for their monster. That is a common thing. Let's not get it twisted, right? But the thing is, when it really comes down to it, in regards to this particular story with Whitney here, I do remember reading somewhere whereby she's turning around now and she's completely denying, as far as I remember from what I've read, that interaction between her and Jennifer actually took place. Whitney, as far as I know, is completely denying the notion that she went to Jennifer and said, Amber did this to Johnny. Furthermore, Jennifer Howell, either in the same deposition or another one, I've read so much, guys, it kind of all blurs into one sometimes, right? Whitney turned around to Jennifer, based on Jennifer's deposition, and said, at some point, Amber's going to end him. It's going to come to a point where Amber's going to end him. I'm fearful that Amber's going to end him, like unalive him. Jennifer has said that in a deposition, but again, Whitney has turned around and completely denied ever saying that. But you know what? In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, when you read through that deposition in regards to what Jennifer has mentioned to what Whitney told her about the whole situation, do I think it's believable? That's the thing. Do I think it's believable? Well, the first thing, in terms of when I look at it logically, is the simple notion that when it comes down to it, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Amber Heard did cut off Johnny Depp's finger. That is my belief, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, based on the evidence that we all saw, that was put towards all of us, really. Never mind the jury, okay? So that's that. That's out of the way. Do I believe that Whitney burst in Jennifer Howell's office at the Art of Elysium and be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened? Not entirely, because it's a he said, she said thing. Jennifer saying it happened and Whitney saying it hasn't. On the balance of probability, I suppose if I was in Whitney's shoes, right, and I had to think about it, firstly, I would ring the relevant people that would need to be rung, i.e. the authorities and all that malarkey, right? Secondly, would I be freaking out? Like how Jennifer pretty much describes Whitney in terms of all these outbursts that she's making. Oh my goodness, she got his finger off, she got his finger off. Yeah, I would actually. I'd be panicking like hell. And it won't matter who I was speaking to. I'd just be like, oh my goodness, this thing has happened. Like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Ah! I'd be like, ah! Do you know what I mean? And so if it was, let's say, a friend who was with a monster and that monster did the same thing to my friend in regards to a finger situation, yeah, I probably, if I really, really think about it, would be freaking out, would completely lose my cool because I'd be thinking, what the absolute deuce? And yeah, I would be like, oh my goodness, he can't figure off, what the hell? Like, literally your limb's gone. Do you know? So there's no evidence either way to prove that either of them are telling the truth. It is a 50-50 he said, she said situation. I'm going to keep it 100. But circumstantial wise, I'm kind of more inclined to believe Jennifer. And I'm kind of shocked how Jennifer's deposition was never included in the trial, and how Jennifer as a whole was never called to the stand, like was never never brought to the stand. Like that's one of the head scratchers of this whole trial. Why was Jennifer Howell never put on the stand as a witness? That I don't get. But guys, enough with my gob. It's time for your gobs. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you believe Jennifer Howell? Do you not believe Jennifer Howell? Why? Also as well, what are your theories as to why Jennifer was never called to the stand as a witness in the first place, or a deposition's not used? Like, what the deuce is going on, guys? Let me know. And if you love this video and love news and true crime on the daily, served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, which is basically this, right? Do make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until the next time, you guys, laters.